Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And in the middle, out of Brazil, taken with the 28th pick back in 2008, the 6'11" pivot man, Thiago Splitter. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Duncan in a power forward. And for Miami, Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11" star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. And it's LeBron James, and it's Haslam in at the 4-man position. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the ticket.
But that's the way you've got to go. If you have good position, you've got to get after it and go for that second chance opportunity.
You know, a big part of why the Spurs were so good last season, guys, was that they were able to finish games strong. You think a group of vets might run out of gas, but the opposite was true with this group. They turned it up down the stretch and were one of the most productive teams in the league in terms of fourth quarter points.
Here's Leonard, following the score by Tony Parker, and that is good. First quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Bosh. The rebound by the Spurs. Stolen by Bosh. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted, the aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
That's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
Here's Parker, following the score by Miami. Leonard with the ball. Now guarded by Haslam.
You know, how exciting is it, guys, to see him go hard to the basket like that? I love it.
It's always fun to see, and it's one of the sights you can count on when he's out there, for sure.
Yeah, but you got to try to do more to slow him down. You can't play him so soft near the hoop.
Well, Clark, a big part of why the Spurs were so good last year in the fourth was because they have so many options when possessions, Steve, start getting critical and the game is tight.
Well, no question. You've got Parker to create off the dribble. You can always throw it into the low post to Duncan. But on top of that, you've got a roster full of guys who understand how to play the game and know how to play each other. Just the experience that this group has gained together over the years, I think, allows them to execute under pressure.
Splitter, covered by LeBron. Haslam down low, working on Green. Haslam can't get it to go. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Leonard dishes to Splitter. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
Well, if you're going to learn from someone, you might as well take some lessons from Tim Duncan. That's what Thiago Splitter has done in San Antonio, really kind of growing up under the tutelage of one of the great players of all time.
Now here's Parker after LeBron James's miss. And here's Green outside, and that one's good. Green's got 6.
Well, he's a spot-up shooter, one of the best. One of those guys who, if you give him an inch, that's all it takes. He will let it fly and frequently knock down that shot.
And he's very much a student of the game in terms of getting to know the tendencies of whichever player he's guarding on any given night, and then gearing his defensive game plan to do what he needs to do to stop him.
Here's Haslam. The shot no good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. And Splitter taken 28th by the Spurs way back in the 2007 draft, but they had to wait 3 seasons, Clark, for him to come over from Spain. And as Greg Popovich was saying just this past season, he's finally showing what he can do because he's been healthy.
Yeah, agreed, Kevin, and I think it was a wait worth making,
yes,
quite honestly. I mean, one of the premier backup centers in the NBA the last 3 seasons, and he earned himself a nice payday with his new contract, too.
Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Wade with the ball. That's good.
You know, there aren't many guys like him, players who can accelerate to the rim and finish with a flourish more often than not.
Now let's find out what head coach Greg Popovich had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
A big factor in today's game, he said, is how they are able to handle Chris Bosh. He said often in games, Bosh is the X factor with his ability to gather rebounds and finish off chances inside. In order to keep him from dominating the fight on the glass, they'll have to match his intensity every step of the way. Guys?
And thank you for that, Doris. Now, here's Green after Dwayne Wade's miss. Here's Leonard. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Leonard's got 7.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the 3-point variety.
Yeah, and unless they make some rotations and closeouts defensively, there's more to come, Clark.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor.
Well, what a series it was in the finals a year ago. Such great basketball. Two teams that like to play up-tempo. And I'll tell you, the Spurs had Miami. They had the series in the bag. They were one play away from wrapping it up in Game 6, but the miracle comeback from the Heat that led to the Game 7 victory and another title for the Miami Heat. That's a great shot if there's 1 second left in the game.
Yeah, that would be the good time to do it. Not now, though.
Bellinelli gets the bucket.
Their offense has really come together immediately, threatening to run away with this game.
It's hard to imagine they'll be able to stay as hot as they've been so far, but if they can, watch out.
Here's Anthony. The shot will not go. Some solid defense from Boris Diaw. Now Bellinelli. Doubled by Anderson. And Bellinelli kicks to Parker. Second shot opportunity, and it's blocked by Anthony. And they're able to recover. It's Ginobili with the drive. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Ginobili's got his first points of the night. It's hauled in by Tony Parker. Ginobili outside. Back to Parker. Back to Ginobili. Here's the 3. And it's good, and the assist by Parker. Ginobili's got 5 points so far.
What a start they've gotten off to. A big lead for them, and they're not even out of the first quarter.
And it's not just their hot.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for San Antonio.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for him.
Boy, he's so hard to stop, guys, because he poses a ton of matchup problems for the defense.
Bellinelli passes to Diaw. Feeds it to Parker. They get it again. Bonner kicks to Parker. Dishes it to Bellinelli. Ginobili. It's another look. And Parker puts it in.
Boy, they've really dominated on the glass, and of course they've done a lot of good things here tonight, but the rebounds have played a major factor.
Hey, Steve, you know rebounding always one of the key barometers in determining the victor. Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Spurs leading by 14. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. That's good. Parker's got 6.
Well, his body control is what I notice. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play. Even with the defender draped all over, he's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
You know, one of his other qualities, Steve, is how quickly he starts to break. I mean, he doesn't need numbers either. He can be a coast-to-coast, rack-to-rack guy all by himself. Manu has always been very versatile on how he plays, but it seems that over the past few seasons, he's embraced the role of a playmaker more and more. That makes him a lot harder to guard.
A different look now for San Antonio. Splitters checked in for Matt Bonner. Duncan comes in for Boris Diaw. And Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Manu Ginobili. Battier dishes to Anthony. And it's blocked by Splitter. Green left side. Leonard on the wing. For the 3. No luck. And it's Miami the other way. Clark, you're sitting next to me. You mentioned the development of Ginobili as a playmaker. You look at his rate of assists, Steve, it's just gone up year after year.
Yeah, I'm sitting next to you, too,
by the way. This side here, I know.
Look, Ginobili basically became the Spurs' backup point guard. Last year, when Parker would go to the bench, Ginobili would come in and handle the ball. And that's been the beauty of this guard tandem over the years. Both of them, such good playmakers.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Hi, guys. Well, LeBron James' game is so well-rounded, you might forget that he led the league in scoring back in 2008. He said, I've done that before. I'm capable of doing it, but that's not my job here. My job is to do a lot of everything, rebounding, passing, and defending. Guys, his versatility and completeness as a basketball player is what makes him so incredible to watch.
He can do it all, Doris. Pass, shoot, special talent.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't
come
remember
on.
ever seeing a dunk like that in the game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw it.
Oh, man, that was just amazing.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
You know, part of being a championship team is having the talent first and foremost, but then managing the minutes of that talent. The Heat, I thought, did a nice job monitoring the minutes of the big three throughout the season and playoffs last year.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. Parker passes to Leonard. Parker. And that one's good. Parker's got 8 points.
He is really having a good quarter, a strong quarter, an efficient quarter, doing a lot of positive things out there.
The Heat trail by 19. As you said, Clark, the big three in their prime, but really, you want them to just get their work in during the season, not exhaust themselves before they make it to the playoffs.
I thought, Kevin, along those lines, I thought by the end of last season, Miami was exhausted. And once you try to win a third title in a row, the emotional fatigue and exhaustion really becomes a factor. So this is going to be interesting to watch all year.
Right side, Green. Offensive rebound.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Anderson with the ball.
Coach Popovich was fined last season for sitting out his top players in a nationally televised matchup against the Heat. I certainly understand the league's posture there, and it was a lot said about it. Yet, for a veteran team like the Spurs with championship aspirations, I understand resting key players during the course of the regular season.
1:39 left to play here in the second quarter. Wade against Parker. No good. The Heat trail by 19. Wade kicks to Oden. Rebound San Antonio. Green's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And back to that fine for Popovich, $250,000. Steve, that'll leave a dent.
Yeah, no doubt. But, you know, Popovich enjoys tweaking the league at times. This was clearly an effort to do that. But, look, I think it's good for him to actually, you know, kind of let the league know every once in a while that if you're going to give us that kind of schedule with my older team, I'm going to sit them down once in a while.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Here's LeBron. That's short off the rim.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
Leonard with the ball. Wade picks him up. Green inside the three-point line. Tries again, and it's good on the layup.
Just another outstanding play down low. These teams couldn't be farther apart in their effectiveness in the paint today.
Yeah, that's right. It's been all good at one end, and we'll try to be diplomatic here and just say not so good at the other.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Leonard attacking. Splitter. Pass to Duncan. The second effort, and it's good on the way in. Splitter's got 4 this quarter.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
Oh, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. A dominating first half of basketball.
Now, presented by Sprint. Glad you're the Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
A look here at the fast-growing downtown of Miami, Florida, as we return to action.
Talk about some great numbers for Leonard. He has 11 points, and he's tacked on a couple of blocks today, too.
Yeah, and I think that's been important because it's established a nice defensive presence for his team.
Chalmers' shot is no good.
Hey, last season, Chalmers missed a game-winning shot. That happens to a lot of guys in this league, but what he did the next game is of note. He made 10 threes, and arguably his best game ever, as he set a Miami Heat team record for makes beyond the arc.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, guys, Spurs head coach Greg Popovich, one of the most respected coaches in the league. As hard as he works, he's never took the game or himself too seriously. Asked about his creativity as a coach, he said, quote, "Oh, heck, I don't know anything about innovation. Here's my innovation. I drafted Tim Duncan. Okay, end of story. Guy's always a straight shooter.
Thank you, Doris. I would say Coach Popovich sold himself a little bit short. He's a very humble guy and very well respected.
He sure is. And he knows how much Duncan does out there, but we all know what a great coach Pop is.
And Mario Chalmers grew up in Alaska. Not too many NBA players hailing from up there, taken with the 34th pick back in 08.
He's played his entire career with the Heat, and really it was a perfect situation for him when LeBron arrived, because he's a kind of a combo guard. He plays the point, but he's an excellent spot-up shooter, so he can play off of LeBron and Wade quite well.
And a new group in for the Heat. Chris Anderson is checked in for Bosch. Battier comes in for Udonis Haslem. Ray Allen is checked in for LeBron. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. That is good. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
The Heat have magnificent talent, but even coming off an NBA title, they had never put their name into the conversation of the great team until last spring when they went on that amazing 27-game winning streak.
A different look for Miami. Joel Anthony comes in for Chris Anderson. And it's Lewis in for Ray Allen. And now here comes Cole, leading the break. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Splitter kicks to Duncan. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And Parker, here we go. Here's Splitter, makes it off the glass. Splitter's got 4 this quarter.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
And for the Heat, they were staring right at the 72 Lakers win record, and I'm sure everyone remembers, but ultimately they would fall, Steve, to the Bulls after 27 consecutive wins.
Yeah, that streak to me was one of the great feats in NBA history. Winning 27 games in a row in the regular season, so difficult, but it showed you what the Heat were made of. They really were battling every night, and I thought that put them on a great run heading into the playoffs.
Outside Leonard. And he banks in the layup. Leonard's got 13 points. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Battier. The shot misses. Nice D from Duncan. Spurs have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Parker kicks to Leonard. Duncan right side. Buries it down low. Duncan's got his 3rd basket of the night.
They've done a lot of good work with the ball, really moving both the ball and moving bodies, getting quality chances at the hoop.
And they're not wasting chances when they get them. I mean, they're hitting their shots.
Knocks it loose. Taken away by Anthony. Wade dishes to Cole. Miami no good on that time either. San Antonio's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Offensive rebound. Leonard rejected by Battier. And the Heat shooting a pretty sorry 29% from the floor here. Parker with the steal. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Boy, that one is a shot he should make, because the defender nowhere around him, he usually knocks that one down.
Boy, and that is a bunch of rebounds for a player who's not the biggest guy out there.
Green inside the three-point line, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. 1:50 left here in the 3rd quarter. Down low, tipped. Here's Leonard. 13 points in the game. And it's blocked by Lewis. Wade outside. Rebound San Antonio. Leonard's got 7 rebounds in the game.
Wade seems to be slowing down just a touch, and the difficulty as you get older, when you're not a great jump shooter, which Wade is not, is that the defenses will back off you. And that's the big challenge now for Dwayne Wade, adjusting to that newer style of defense that he's going to be looking at.
Here's Leonard, and the jumper falls for him. Leonard's got 15. 1:02 left in the third. Lewis kicks to Anthony. To halt the run. Rebound San Antonio. And Steve, you go back to the strong output for Dwayne Wade last season for the 4th time. In his career, he averaged over 20 points and 5 rebounds and 5 assists a game. Clark, one of only 4 players in the league last season to hit that mark.
And Kevin, he led all shooting guards in player efficiency rating for the 5th consecutive season. Some might argue, but the numbers speak truth. He's the best shooting guard in the game.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Parker. Second chance shot. In deep. Leonard drops it in. 17 points in the game.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
The drive by Green. By Stephen Lewis. The dish to Cole from downtown. Misses there. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much and thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Spurs.
Boy, guys, I really like how they've driven the ball to the basket in this game. I mean, they've been very aggressive with it.
And look at the points in the paint because they're really winning that battle tonight.
And Chalmers kicks to Allen. Ginobili with the steal. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Great D that time from Chalmers.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
LeBron, he's covered by Ginobili. That's good. 8 points for LeBron.
You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting for him to miss that when he's that open.
San Antonio with the ball. Now, here's Joseph. Puts it up from 17. That doesn't go either by Ginobili.
Well, his shot's been off today, no question. He's not the guy they're going to want to look to if they're going to keep this lead where it is.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And I love how he goes with that one-hand tomahawk slam. Beautiful.
They get a hand on it. Anderson outside. Wants to get it to Chalmers and does. Anderson can't get it to go. Spurs have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Here's Bellinelli. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. So it's Miami now. LeBron with it. Now Garland.
How about that basketball, man? Beautiful. Wow. Are you guys feeling that? You got to be feeling that. Come on now.
The whole building's feeling it. Are you feeling it?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
I'm feeling it too.
My chair's shaking. I feel it.
Here's Joseph. That's good. For Miami, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. LeBron with the bucket.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Bonner kicks to Ginobili. He dishes it to Diaw. No one, Nero. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. Ginobili's got 3 assists tonight. Pass to Allen. Back to Anderson. Good ball movement here by Miami. Chalmers, defended by Joseph. Here's Haslam. And no good, trying to use the glass. San Antonio's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Ginobili the pass to Joseph. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
Yeah, he's just embarrassing the defense right now because didn't really need to double clutch there.
Chalmers dishes to Anderson. It's rebounded by Bellinelli.
Oh, boy, he is just cold as ice. I don't think he's going to be the one to help them cut into the lead.
And here is Joseph. He kicks it to Bellinelli. 6 on the shot clock. Ginobili. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
He feeds it to Chalmers. Passes it to Haslam. Diaw's there. Kicks to Anderson. Berliner. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. The Spurs have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Now here's Joseph. He's guarded closely. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, you got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out in the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
A minute 50 left here in the fourth quarter. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
I thought he'd make that one, and that's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen.
Here's Chalmers. Anderson. Bellinelli is covering. And there's the feed to Joseph. Makes the lead pass. Lays it up and banks it in.
They are so productive in the low post right now. 8 straight points have come inside the paint.
That's bully ball they're playing there.
Allen kicks to Chalmers. Anderson right side to the middle. Allen. And he drops it in from the low post. Now Joseph. 1:07 left in the fourth. And the pass to Ginobili. Feeds to Joseph. Dishes to Bellinelli. Shot clock at 5. No good with the triple. The Heat have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. It's Anderson with the drive. That's good.
It's interesting. They're like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got energy.
You know, it's not going to change anything, though, other than to make their losing margin a little more respectable.
Now, here's Joseph, defended by Chalmers, and Joseph kicks to Bellinelli. Bellinelli off the pick from behind, kicks it out to Ginobili. The 3, and it's Haslam with the rebound. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here's Chalmers. No luck. Nice D from Joseph. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. How much did it